So, good morning, everyone. I request everybody to take their seats and be quiet. We're going to start the program. Today, we are fortunate to have a senior parliamentarian with us, Shri N.K. Premachandran. And I'm honored to invite him onto the dais for an interaction with all of us. Shri Premachandran, please come onto the dais. Before the interaction, I would like to very briefly introduce Shri N.K. Premachandran. He is presently a member of Lok Sabha, representing Kollam Lok Sabha Constituency. He is also currently the Central Secretariat member of the Revolutionary Socialist Party. He was elected to the Kerala Legislative Assembly from Chavara Assembly Constituency in Kollam district and became a Minister for Water Resources during 2006-2011. As Minister for Water Resources in the Government of Kerala, he was responsible for irrigation, groundwater development, water supply and sanitation. In this position, he initiated several innovative steps in drinking water sector. He began the consultancy wing of Kerala Water Authority called WASCON and mooted the bottled water plant and pipe factory. A renowned orator, Shri Premachandran served in both the houses of the parliament. He was elected to Lok Sabha for the first time in 1996 and thereafter in 1998 and 2014 from Kollam constituency. He was elected to Rajya Sabha in 2000. In both the 2019 and 2024 Indian general elections, he won from the Kollam Lok Sabha constituency with a record margin of more than 1.5 lakh votes. Shri Premachandran won the Fame India Best Parliamentarian Award more than once for his contribution to strengthening the parliamentary democracy, intervention in social issues, participation in discussions held in Lok Sabha, questions prioritizing public interests, bringing in private bills for upholding democratic values, and development works in his constituency. So we are honored to have you here, sir. So before I ask questions, I would like to also mention that we invited Shri Premachandran as a hope and inspiration for the parliamentary democracy in this country, about which the younger generation is becoming slightly cynical. So he is a rare parliamentarian who does his homework on all the issues and feels really from his heart about the social issues of the marginalized. Sir, thank you for coming here. You have been in the government as a Minister for Water Resources and also in the opposition as a Member of Parliament. How has been the journey? Does it make any difference to the policy making? And before you start talking about your life, I just wanted to know how it is to be on both sides of power.
Thank you very much, and good morning to all. Before responding to the question by Leonard Sri Chandrasekharji, I would like to express my sincere thanks and gratitude for providing me such an opportunity to address this audience, that to the graduate students or the undergraduate students of GITAM University, Hyderabad campus. And my learned colleague, the chairman or the president of this GITAM deemed university, Mr. Bharat is there, and the Pro-Vice Chancellor, and all other distinguished personalities, and dear students. Once again, I would like to say that it is a rare opportunity as far as I am concerned, and I am thankful to Bharat for having given such an opportunity to have an interaction with the students of this university. Now I am coming to the question which he has asked. That is, as a Minister for Water Resources in the state of Kerala, I am in the treasury benches or in the ruling or in the treasury benches in the government. And also during the last so many years, from 1996 onwards, I was elected to Lok Sabha, and in between I was Minister for Water Resources in the state of Kerala and also a member of Rajya Sabha from 2000 to 2006. Most of the times as a member of parliament, I was in the opposition. How it will impact in the policy making, that's a very, very right question in which I would like to say during the time when I was the Minister of Water Resources, I still remember in the year 2008, the first time in the history of Kerala, I have drafted a state water policy. That's a scientific comprehensive policy was formulated after discussing with all the stakeholders, and by which entire persons who are concerned were well discussed and in-depth discussion took place. And finally, a comprehensive scientific water policy document was published in which what are the entitlement of water. The strategy which we have adopted is multi-pronged strategy regarding the planning, development and management of the water resources. Because in the state of Kerala, you are well aware, we are having very good rainfall, average 3,000 millimeter average rainfall, but unfortunately we are facing acute shortage of water during the half of the year. So in such a situation, the management of the water resources is the need of the hour, for which we have enunciated a policy by which what are the priorities in the use of water, what is the entitlement of water, and all these things, management of water resources, that was accepted in large. And that was also documented by the Government of India, the state water policy of the Government of Kerala. As a minister in the state of Kerala, I am very happy to inform you that that was well appreciated even by the Government of India. The second part of the question is regarding as a member of the opposition, how can influence the policy making of the government. See, in a system of parliamentary democracy, I am a single member of the party. I don't have any other colleague in my party. I am single member during all these 15 years. But first time when I came in 1996, we were 5. Now I am single member party. But it is nothing concerned whether you are single member. If you are capable of performing, you will get lot of avenues and opportunities in parliament. You can very well perform. I would like to address this students, especially you are the future of the nation. And he has rightly pointed out a very, very pertinent issue that now the students and the new gen is totally cynical towards the political affairs. Why should you be cynical? I think that the absence of well-educated, knowledgeable persons in the politics is the issue which we are facing nowadays. So you should be, you are well invited to have active political participation of the educated youth in the political affairs and in the parliamentary affairs will definitely have a fruitful result in the country so that the parliamentary democratic system and the political systems can be well developed in good manner for the well-being of the nation and the people at large. So why my experience as a parliament member, especially in particular as the opposition member, see, I still remember I have given a notice of resolution, private member resolution, that is regarding the employees' pension scheme. It is affecting millions of people in our country. That private member resolution did take discussion for 9 days. 27 members of parliament took part in the discussion of the private members resolution regarding the employees' pension scheme, that is PF pension scheme. And finally, the government has answered, And a high-empowered monitoring committee was constituted by the government on the basis of the discussion in the parliament. And finally, the GO was issued. In the GO, it is very well written. It is BJP government. I am vehemently opposing the government. I am strongly opposing the neoliberal policies of the government and so many policies of the government. I am strongly opposing the government, but still, only because of the private member resolution moved in the House and because of the impact of the discussion in the Parliament, the government has put a sentence in the government order that before finalizing the report by the High Empowered Committee, N.K. Premachandran MP has to be consulted and his recommendation has to be taken into consideration. In a government order, it is being stated means that is an influence of a member of parliament in making the policy of the government. So this way, so many instances I can very well establish because of the time paucity. I'm not going to all the details. So as a treasury bench, a member representing the treasury bench or the minister, or whether you are in the opposition, if you are having a will, definitely you can very well perform. And performance is not depending on the strength of the party. If you are having a political will and if you are having such an initiative, definitely you will get ample opportunity to perform and you can do a lot of things wherever you are. This is not only in the parliament or in the political system, wherever you are. If you are having, that is why we are discussing with Mr. Bharat when we are having the personal conversation. Nowadays, we are all very short-term perspective. The ambitions and our thinking is very limited to the short term. So you should be and we should be having a long-term perspective regarding the future of ours, future of our nation. That is the reason by which now India is moving as the biggest economy. That is the largest fifth economy we are moving, and we are planning to have the third largest economy by after 10 years. So this is the way by which we have to have, as rightly Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, in all his speech, dream. So we have to plan our future with a long-term perspective. Definitely, if we are having that will, there is there is a way by which we can very well achieve that aim. That is the message I would like to give as a member of parliament from my own experience, that to a single member party in parliament. Thank you.
Yeah, we want to move a little more personally. What attracted you to politics and how did you grow as a parliamentarian? Because this is very awe-inspiring, the present image of you. And we would like our students also to know how you started your journey as a politician. And can you please briefly talk about it?
It's very interesting because I have started my political career during my school days. I was always proactive, always reactive, because such a mindset was there. So during the school days, I am very much interested in the strikes, because if it is having a strike, that day we will be getting a holiday, and mingling with the students and doing it. So student activities, student politics, I was actively participating during the school days as well as in the college days also. But I would like to say one thing also. I was a full-time politician when I was doing my law in Government Law College in University of Kerala. But I want to place it on record just for your information. As an active politician, full-time student leader and youth leader in the state of Kerala, I was the state's president and state secretary of the youth organization at that time when I am doing my final year LLB. I want to place it on record. In LLB examination, I got the first rank gold medal in 1985 from the University of Kerala. So what I would like to highlight is, politics will never bar from your academic excellence, or it is, you can very well couple with this academic along with the political activities. That is my experience I would like to see. I was started my career in parliamentary politics in the year 1988. When I was doing LLB, I have contested in Navaikulam Grama Panchayat member. Grama Panchayat member is the grassroots level of this representative body. in our system, that is Grama Panchayat member. Subsequently, I was elected to the District Council, Thiruvananthapuram. Then in the year 1995, you know, 73rd Constitutional Amendment by which the three-tier Panchayat system has come into existence. Then I was elected to District Panchayat, that also from Trivandrum, that is Thiruvananthapuram. And in the year 1996, in the 11th Lok Sabha, I was elected. I have defeated Sri S. Krishnakumar, the then minister, former minister. And that was only for 13 months. The 11th Lok Sabha, it was a hung parliament. It was only for 13 months. Subsequent election, the 12th Lok Sabha also I have won. And subsequently, I was elected to Rajya Sabha from 2000 to 2006. 2006, I came back to the state and I have contested from Chavara Assembly constituency. From there, I won the seat and I became the minister in state of Kerala as a water resources minister up to 2011. Then from 2013 onwards, I am continuously being elected from the parliament from Kollam Lok Sabha constituency. That is 5 terms in Lok Sabha, 1 term in Rajya Sabha, and 1 term as member of Legislative Assembly and minister in the state cabinet, and Grama Panchayat member, District Panchayat member, and District Council member. All these things, we were discussing, personally we were discussing all things because of hard work and dedication. Still, I believe if you are with the people, if you are taking up the cause of the people, if you know the whims and aspirations of the people, and if you are aligning with it, definitely the people will recognize you in the election. That I can very well say because of these 30 years of 3 decades of my experience as a member of parliament or a legislature or a panchayat member. We have to be with the people, and definitely they will accept and recognize you at the time when it requires. Thank you.
Thank you. So, since we are on this, can you describe a day from your life outside the parliament sessions? How do you spend your time with the people in the constituency, and how you're occupied? I'm sure you must be spending long hours with the people, but can you describe a typical day in a parliamentarian's life in the constituency?
The life of a parliamentarian, if he is dedicated and committed to the people, it is a Herculean task in maintaining the decorum of the people. Because I am from the state of Kerala, you are very well aware. In our state, nowadays the members of parliament have to be there in the constituency. Each and every needs and requirements of the people have to be dealt with the member of parliament. Formerly, when a member of parliament is elected from a particular constituency, he went to Delhi, he will come to the constituency once in a year while. But nowadays the system has totally changed. Now, instead of having the parliamentary activities in the policy making, in the law making, I think the active participation or the primary and the foremost important role of a member of parliament is to legislate, to actively participate in the parliamentary proceedings and also in the policy making. But nowadays the system has totally changed. Nowadays that is getting least significance and importance, and how to nurse the constituency, how to make the people happy so that we can be re-elected. This is the way by which the legislatures are also thinking. Suppose if I want to come back in the next election, we have to keep the constituency along with me. So it is a very, very Herculean task as far as I am concerned. After the parliament session, going back to the constituency, we have to go all special occasions, meeting, celebrations, even deaths, and almost all, each and every, just like that of a panchayat member. How a panchayat member working in a particular Grama Panchayat ward, likewise the members of parliament have to do the work in the particular constituencies. From early in the morning, if we start by 6 o'clock in the office, people will come by around 6:30, and up to 9:30, 10 o'clock, we have to meet hundreds of people in my house. My office is also along with my house. Then after that, going for the programs, functions, and all these things, coming back by 10, 11 in the night. So Sometimes we are getting some leisureness or the rest only at the time when we are in Delhi, when during the parliament session, or some other parliament committee tour and all. So it is it is a dedicated because it is a political interest. Now it is not feeling as a task, but it has become order of the day.
I've heard some speeches, your speeches in the parliament on Sansad channel, and surprised by the kind of homework that you've done, the statistics that you bring to the House, very focused on the issues. Where do you get that time to do that homework on the issues that concern marginalized people? How do you manage this?
It's a very difficult task to nurse the constituency and to perform in the parliament. You have to do simultaneously this work. If you want to speak in parliament, just for 5 minutes, my learned friend is also here. Though you are very knowledgeable person, whatever be the qualifications, academic experience and the political experience, if you want to make a very good speech in parliament for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you have to do a homework for not less than 2-3 hours. You can speak very well, but the content of the speech, the way by which you are expressing, because there are so many speeches by which the content will be very worth, but the way of communication, way of presenting a particular speech in parliament, it is something different. So in order, according to the time, also the time management is also very essential. So within the prescribed stipulated time to a particular member of parliament, he has to confine the speech within the time. And the conclusion of the speech is also very difficult because when we start, definitely the speaker or the chairman, I had the opportunity in 17 Lok Sabha to chair the proceedings of the House as the panel chairman. It is very difficult because the time is very short. Within the short time, we have to convince the House that what I am saying is something material for something factual. Definitely it will be appreciated. Thereby, I am saying that it is not on the basis of the strength of the party. I am getting so many opportunities in parliament not because of the strength of the party. If you are well aware of the rules and procedure and conventions and customs of the House, and if you are well aware of the constitutional aspects, definitely you can find out so many opportunities. So not merely a single party. So many colleagues are asking to me, how you are speaking this much of time? There are so many provisions in the rules of procedure, in the constitution, by which you can intervene in the debates, you can question the debates, and you will get time if your timely notice is given to the speaker. And all these weapons can be well used by which you can be an effective parliamentarian in the House. Regarding the time for preparing all these things, I will sleep. During the parliament days, I will sleep early in the morning by 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Because you very well know that up to 10:30, 11 o'clock, the mobile phone will be always ringing. You have to attend so many calls. And the precious time you are getting to do the homework is after 11 o'clock because it will be very silent and calm and can have the preparation. And also general reading also. That also will help a lot. So the hard work is very, very important. That is why I am saying that if you want to have a 5-minute speech in parliament, you have to do the homework for not less than 2 to 3 hours so as to make, because then nowadays it is very, very easy because you are having the artificial intelligence, you are having the machine learning, everything is there. If you want to make a speech, you just tell, within 3 minutes you will get a speech. So nowadays it is very easy, but formerly it was very difficult to get the feedback, data, and everything we are collecting from so many corners, and we are making the speech. So it is hard work, everything based on the political will. If you are having the political interest and will to be a best and effective parliamentarian, definitely you will get the time.
While having contacts with the grassroots, not losing contact with the grassroots, that is important to bring their issues to the parliament, to the House. The recent why not floods, the landslides that caused, like the 2 villages have vanished. I'm actually moving onto a different terrain. because you worked as Minister for Water Resources and also a concerned person about ecological preservation. Nowadays, it's not just the issues of the marginalized, but also concern for the environment. That is, we are calling it post-human issues, where we consider environment also as a very important stakeholder and integral part of human life. Do you think that landslide that caused the disappearance of 2 villages a result of the fact that we are not taking environmental policies as a priority in this country?
Absolutely, you are correct. And this new generation has to keep it in mind. The environmental protection and the ecological protection, if you are not giving serious concern to it, the future will be very disastrous. The typical example is the Wayanad disaster. I myself, along with Rahul Gandhi, we have went there. We spent a lot of time. We have seen all these places. You have to see, I'm not criticizing anybody. 2019, just 5 kilometers away from the place where this disaster took place now, likewise, landslide took place, but nothing is done subsequently. These people were not rehabilitated, nothing is done. And 2024, just after 5-6 years, same thing has happened. That means the political system or the political executive, I would like to specifically say, the political executive, though we are speaking climate change, environmental protection, but we are not seriously considering in maintaining the ecology, environment protection, and addressing and combating this climate change. And people like you have to take it very seriously. Because development, what is development? In the name of development, we are distracting the entire, our ecological balance is being destroyed. Environment is not at all, and nowadays what is happening? You have to appreciate, during back days, Environment Protection Act, Forest Conservation Act, Wildlife Conservation Act, these are the acts by which we are now able to maintain the forest coverage in our country. Suppose these acts were not there, what would have been the future of our country? So the environment protection, ecological protection has to be one of the focal political issue for the parliamentarians or for the legislators, as well as in the entire political party has to discuss on it. In the United Nations, you know that the Sustainable Development Goals, it has started in the year 2015 to 2013. 17 goals were mentioned. Everything is speaking about the sustainable development. What is sustainable development? We have to have a system by which the development should be in consonance with the environmental protection. But unfortunately, in the name of development, we are destroying everything and finally saying that these things have happened and these things, only discussions will take place only when there is a flood, when there is a drought, when there is a landslide, when such disasters have taken place, we will have the discussion and subsequent to that, everything will be forgotten. So I think that these subjects should be given prime importance so as to maintain the equilibrium because it is for the future of our country, especially the present generation. We all know that the climate change, the UNC, the climate change conference, in which India has taken a very proactive stand. I do appreciate. I have made a very good speech in Parliament regarding UNCC conference, last UNCC conference, and the stand of India. We have to well appreciate it, but we have to implement it with focus, with prime importance, but unfortunately it is not being done. So I have no hesitation to say what has happened in the state of Kerala in Wayanad disaster by which 2 villages totally disappeared is because, or it can be considered or described as a man-made disaster because we are not taking seriously the issues even after bitter experiences.
So, as an example or an inspiration from Kerala for the rest of India, I look at the Plachimada plant of Coca-Cola. and the agitation that has emerged from the people. There are many heroes who emerged from the people. Can you please describe that role and the issue that is connected with the life of the people around the plant?
Yes, the Plachimada, it was discussed globally.
Yeah.
The concern was the Coca-Cola company, the multinational corporation, have started a plan in the year 2000. And I think that I'm not remembering fully, 2,600 horsepower groundwater exploitation that was installed, and as a result, the groundwater depletion did take place there, and health hazards. And that Plachimada area in Perimati village, most of the people are scheduled tribe people, scheduled caste people. Their livelihood has lost, big damages happen, and that is the Palakkad district is being considered as the rice bowl of the state of Kerala. That is totally destroyed. In such a situation, big agitation have started. When I became the minister in 2006, I took up the case. And we have constituted a committee to look into the aspect, and a committee led by Mr. Additional Chief Secretary, Mr. Jayakumar. He has submitted a report that 216 crores of loss damage has happened because of the functioning of multinational corporation Coca-Cola plant there. Then we have studied the report, government has accepted the report, and as a recommendation of that committee report, I have moved a bill, piloted a bill in Kerala State Legislative Assembly, that is Coca-Cola Victim Relief Compensation Bill, by which a tribunal has to be constituted so as to assess the damages caused and compensation to be paid to the victims. And we have passed, Legislative Assembly passed the bill, but unfortunately, so far the President has not given assent to that bill. And still Government of India has their own limitations or reservations. I don't know what is the reason, maybe a political reason. Still it is pending with the President's office, seeking note from the Government of India, because if that is being allowed, definitely it will be affecting the industrial investment or something. That is the problem. We are compromising.
Yes.
We are always compromising the environmental issue just for the industrial purpose, just in the name of development. So that is why the poor victim, who are the victims? All the developments, the victims of the development are marginalized section of the society.
Exactly.
Very, very backward people. We have to take into consideration their life also, but unfortunately we are not taking. That is why I am always talking in Parliament also, always discussing the issues regarding the labor, regarding the marginalized communities, and regarding the downtrodden people, because they are part and parcel of the society. If they are not satisfied, how can we have a prosperous country? So many legislations we have passed, so many numerous legislations we have. If you go through the last 75 years of the history of legislative history of Indian Parliament, wonderful legislations we have passed. And all these legislations have made the country like anything. So many social changes and social progress is there. But at the same time, the section, the downtrodden people of the country is still in poverty. You know the social conditions of our people at large. Even yesterday also some reports have come regarding the hunger poverty index. India is even behind the Bangladesh and these some other countries. In such a situation, we have to, when we discuss about the development, when we plan all these things, definitely the development, the victims of the development have to be taken care so that they should be brought in the mainstream and their life has to be protected. Unfortunately, that is being done. That is the reason by which Plachimada Victims Relief Compensation Bill, by which a tribunal has to be constituted. But unfortunately, because of the political reasons, so far, it didn't get the note of the Government of India through the President's office. That is the reason that we have to be, these things will come in future also, definite, there is no doubt about it.
Was the damage undone? The depletion of the groundwater resources and all that, is it regenerated now that the plant is closed?
Yeah, after that, so many studies, Shastra Sahitya Parishad has conducted a study. Okay. Subsequent to the stoppage of this plant's activities, the groundwater depletion, the generation of the water has come, the level has come up. And even in the paddy fields, now they have started cultivation also. So that is there.
Okay. So some of our students are aspiring politicians because we know in the GITAM School of Humanities and Social Sciences, people who get into political science, they have a passion for politics. But I think we also have to correct their perception what politics should mean. Can you advise them as to what a politician should have to begin with? The kind of work they're supposed to do, the kind of qualities that they're supposed to have, in contrast with other professions, is from your experience?
See, nowadays politics has become a profession also. But politics, as far as I am concerned, it is a passion. This has to come from your mind. In social activities, political activities, taking up the cause of the people, what is a politician or what is a representative of the people? He represents the will of the people. So you have to take up the cause of the common masses or the people who represents you, for which you have to have dedication, political commitment to the cause of the people. If you are having such a passion, definitely you can enter into the politics and you can very well deliver a lot of things for the country at large. Suppose that is why in my opening remarks I was stated that the educated youth, the participation of the educated youth or the new gen in the political arena is highly required and highly essential. But unfortunate to say that politics is something different for some different class of, for some different section of the society. It is not applicable to us. We have to become the professionals, doctors, engineers, or accountants and all these things. But politics is one of the best profession. It is a service to the nation. It is a service to the people, no doubt about it. But still, it is also an area by which you can have the professional experience in various fields. Nowadays in Parliament, you see, in the 18th Lok Sabha, 10% of the MPs, members of Parliament, belonging to the age just below 40 years. That is a good sign. And very well educated, Mr. Bharat, your president, he is also elected to the Parliament. He is having a very good academic background, having foreign education, knows the world at large, and having the business experience and the political experience. So definitely such people should be welcomed. Such new gen should come in the Parliament so that the will of the people can be reflected. So my only suggestion to you is that you should have a political commitment, means a social commitment. It is nothing else. We are part and parcel of the society. You cannot live alone. Since you are living in a vibrant democratic society, if you are having the democratic spirit, what is the democratic spirit? In a democracy, what I mean is the right to dissent is the essence of the democracy. If what I say, definitely sir can very well oppose it, or very well he can dissent it. You can dissent it. So the right to dissent and have deliberations and discussions and debate and come to the discussion. I will cite one example regarding the farm laws. See how the people's struggle and people's demand or societal demand is having importance. Farm laws, we have passed the farm laws. 3 farm laws we have passed by the Parliament in the year 2020. Big strike, widespread protests have started in the country. 1 year strike by the people, especially the farmers of Punjab and Haryana. And 2021, the government suo moto withdrawn the bills. Not withdrawn the bills, repealed the bills. What does indicate? Because the people's demand. That means if you are making a policy, if you are making a legislation, before that the stakeholders have to be consulted And the whims and fancies and the aspirations of the people have to be kept in mind by a legislature or by a policy maker. If you are not having discussions, if you are not taking into account the aspirations and the passion of the people, then that will never hold good. That's what we have proved in the case of the farm laws. So what my suggestion is, if you are interested in politics and social activities, definitely it is the best area by which you can enter into, and you can do a lot of things, but only one thing is we have to understand what are the issues, basic issues concerning the society, and we have to be committed to the nation, we have to be committed to the people at large, and if you are having such a dedication and having an intent to do hard work, definitely politics is one of the best area by which you can perform and you can serve the nation at large, for which I think that the new generation have to have such a passion. And I have never expected, I have never anticipated that I will come to such a position. Because I am from an ordinary family, I am from a remote village, I have born in a remote village, from a medium family, and have good education. I am in a Malayalam medium student, I am not an English medium student. I have started my classes in government schools, and subsequently in law college, I could get this first rank, and along with the politics also, I think that I could make something. So that means if a person like me from the grassroots level can come to this level and can sit in this podium or in this stage and addressing you in a language which is totally strange to me, that means nothing is impossible. The term, somebody has stated, the term impossible is found in the dictionary of fools. Anything can be achieved if you are having a will or intent to do the hard work and dedication. Definitely you can achieve the dream of yours. That is the lesson which we can learn from our predecessors, just like that of APJ Abdul Kalam and so many big stalwart personalities.
Thank you. So we would like to take a couple of questions from the audience. Yes. Can somebody pass a mic there? Yes.
Good morning, everyone. This is Arfa. I am pursuing economics here, minoring in political science. In the 17th Lok Sabha, you introduced a private member bill which was seeking to overturn the Sabarimala verdict. And a party which stands for inclusiveness, equality, gender equality, and progressiveness, coming from a party like that, which overturns a verdict which was very inclusive. So how do you reconcile these two sides which are inclusive and also kind of excluding women from spaces based on biological differences? Thank you.
This is a very good controversial question in which I am facing in Kerala also. Wherever I go, this question will come. See, Sabarimala, it's a ritual, I do agree. It's a part of the belief. And one fine morning, the Honorable Supreme Court has pronounced a judgment by which ladies, women are also entitled to enter into the temple and into the shrine and have the prayers. The next day morning, even before getting the copy of the judgment, the government has started sending women to Sabarimala shrine. It is affecting the sentiments of lakhs and lakhs of people there. This have to be dealt with in a very serious way. And that has started big trouble in the state of Kerala. And you see, I do accept what Alpha has said, because a party like Revolutionary Socialist Party or such a progressive outlook, how can you make that? You have to take the confidence of the people first. Instead of that bulldozing the people to enter into the temple, only because of the statement the Supreme Court has said. Supreme Court directives have to be complied with, there is no doubt about it. But before that, the people have to be taken into confidence before implementing it. That is the reason by which I have moved a private member bill by which we represent the people at large. We have to understand the feeling of the people. So that has to be complied with. That is the reason by which I have given notice for moving a private member bill regarding this issue. And though the Supreme Court judgment is there, so far it is not implemented in the state of Kerala and the government also. And the party which was very proactive and progressive, so-called proactive and progressive party, CPM, also withdrawn from that movement. Because that is, it is affecting what you said, the belief, it is a traditional belief of them, and so many other reasons are also there. So that is the reason by which now almost all the parties are saying that it is not practicably also not possible, and we need not go into it unless and until that demand has to come from that section. Unfortunately, the people belonging to that section is also not having such a demand. The big opposition has come from the women, mainly from the women front. So this is the reason by which I have moved such a private member bill. Now that issue is totally subsided. Any reform has to come from the people. Instead of coming or bulldozing it in such a way, that is the point which I would like to respond to that question and the reason by which I have moved that bill.
Thank you, sir. Somebody from here?
Good morning, everyone. Sir, namaskaram. I am Catherine, BBS. I am a final year student. I am Thrissur. So this is actually a proud moment for me because in this 3 years, this is the first time I am seeing a Malayali guest for the Changemaker session. So my question is, in 2018, we had the great floods, and now in 2024, we had the landslides. So namukke endu cheyyam so that in the coming years, we can actually prevent such disasters? Because ivade ayirnappo seeing all those in phones, really it was heartbreaking. Karanam namukkonnum cheyyan pattunnilla, but at the same time, people in Kerala, they are suffering a lot. So, and you told that it is a man-made disaster. So namukke endu cheyyam so that in future namukku ee oru avastha ini neridan pattilla. I mean, we can't face it again. So what can we do for that? Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you. See, the political sense of our country, the state of Kerala is 100% literacy, well-matured politics is there, but still Madhav Gadgil first have conducted a study regarding the ecological situation of the Western Ghats. He's a prominent environmental scientist. Madhav Gadgil has submitted the report. Big opposition has come. You may be well aware. And subsequently, in order to dilute it, how could it be implemented? Government of India then appointed another committee, Kasturi Rangan report, the former ISRO scientist. Kasturi Rangan committee has diluted a little bit and submitted a report. And big opposition has come from the church, from the people at large, because their living will be affected, their living conditions will be affected. No quarry, no factories, no dwelling, and the ecologically sensitive areas, those which are marked, then people we have to suffer a lot. In such a situation, because of the politics, now I have no hesitation to say, nowadays the politics has changed in such a way that the vote bank politics, that just for the vote bank, not for the future of the country, future of the generation, just for the vote bank politics, that is also diluted, and subsequently another committee was constituted by the state government. None of the recommendations of the committees were implemented, not even accepted. And you have to keep it in mind, this area where this Chural Mala, area by which this landslide took place, very clearly marked by Mr. Madhav Gadgil, this is a landslide prone area. These people have to be rehabilitated. People have to be moved from this place and they have to be rehabilitated in some other place. In Madhav Gadkal report, this was specifically written, this area was specifically noted and written. But unfortunately, because the people are staying there, they're having the vote bank. This is also one of the problems of our democratic system also, one of the defects of our democratic system also, because we are all aiming for the next election. All the policies and programs are pointing how we are able to win in the next election. So that has to be changed. How to change? You, the educated youth, having the passion, has to be active in the politics, and we have to change the political mind of the people at large, and thereby environment and ecology and the climate change has to be one of the major important political agenda of each and every political party, for which active participation of the youth force is required. Educated youth has to come forward, and also this should be, see, you know, in America, United States of America, now the shrimp from our marine products from our coastal area is not being accepted by the United States of America because this child of this tortoise is being taken by the nets. So that is the reason by which they are not accepting it. Europe, how much concern they are providing for the environment protection. Likewise, culture, this environment protection culture has to be brought in the minds of the people by having active participation of all the stakeholders, and such a mindset has to be built up. Then only we will be able to protect all these things. Otherwise, every rainy season, monsoon season, these type of landslides will happen. Some discussions will take place. Some disaster management activities will come. Rescue, relief operations and compensation will be provided. But it is not going to resolve the issue. Finally, at large, permanent resolution will never take place. So this culture has to be changed, for which time will take.
Can we have the last question here?
Sir. Good morning, sir. Sir, in India, north to south, west to east, lot of water flowing into the river. Is river linking across the India is planned in Parliament or yet to plan? So as an ordinary person, we are not able to understand what is happening. Okay. Is it in the plan?
During the time of Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, such a program was envisaged, interlinking of river projects. And on Katwa, I am not remembering the other name, Katwa in Rajasthan, there the workers started. But all the works, it has big disputes between the states. And I am totally opposing to the interlinking of rivers because it is causing huge environmental concerns. It will be a disaster. See, you are preventing and diverting the natural flow of water. It is not an easy task to have interlinking the rivers from south and north. It is very difficult, and the money which we have to spend is lakhs and lakhs of crores of rupees have to spend for this purpose. The environmental issue is the major concern which I would like to say. I know that it's an interlinking Pampa Achangoval river linking project in my state. According to the study, scientific studies would goes to show that if that linking is there, the one area of the state, the eastern part of the state will get dried, and it will be causing environmental hazards, and it will affect the people at large. So it is not an easy task. Still it is pending. The question is whether it is pending with the government. Yes, still it is pending, but not easy to implement because the states are not giving consent, and the environmental problem is there. That is the reason by which it is getting delayed.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Just one more question, if anybody is, can we make it the last?
Good morning, sir. So, as you are from a communist party, I would like to take a moment to ask about why communism is failing in India, why it is unable to go beyond Kerala. Are you seeing it as a debacle?
It's a political question. See, according to me, this is purely my personal opinion. Communist movement have started in 1925. But unfortunately, the communist movement in India have not taken the aspect of Indian political, social, geographical conditions. During those days, whatever happens in at that time it was USSR, Socialist Soviet Republic. And subsequently, whatever happens in China, that will be adopted in India. For example, I will tell you 1942, the Quit India movement. Quite unfortunate to state that in the Quit India movement, the communists in India took a different stand. Because at that time, the Soviet Union was in the alliance with the British. Due to that reason alone, the Quit India movement and the independent movement, the communists did take a different stand. So they have isolated from the mainstream of national politics. Even after 1948, the Kolkata thesis, it is a time for the socialist revolution and started the Telangana. You know Telangana, what has happened in Telangana. There was a government by the communists after the Telangana revolution, but could not survive. Why? Because we have not understand the system in the country. And finally, in Kerala, West Bengal and Tripura, the communist-led governments were there. But unfortunate to say that those governments could not fulfill the aspirations of the people. But the aspirations were too much. Communists are not believing in parliamentary politics. First year in 1957, first time in India, a communist government, it cannot be said as a communist government, a government led by the Communist Party of India, first started in 1957 by E.M.S. Namboodiripad in the state of Kerala. But the party could not fulfill the aspirations of the people, what they have said. And it has become the part and parcel of the bourgeois political system. That is the reason by which in West Bengal it is lost, Tripura it is lost, the remaining only the state is in Kerala. And so many other issues also, it is a ideological issues. I'm not going to the details. Nowadays I think that Karl Marx, Engels or Lenin have never thought about this artificial intelligence and this type of revolutionary, IT revolution and the communication technology revolution, they have never even thought of. So the system has totally changed. So we have to have a review of all these philosophies. Definitely, I believe in the leftist ideology because it stands with the poor people, it stands for justice, it stands for the real cause. But basic philosophy has to be reviewed at this juncture, and practically you are not able to implement it. Theoretically you are saying, then that dichotomy will come, that contradiction will come. So people will be losing the confidence. You are always talking about the socialism and the classless society, but we are seeing in a different way. Practically, it is not seeing in a different way. So the credibility of the philosophy is some way lost, and timely change we didn't make. I think that is the reason by which the communist movement is facing little bit crisis in Indian political situation.
We'll bring this interaction to a close, and we have. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I invite Mr. Sri Bharat to please come on to the dais.
Good morning, students. Did you learn something today? Good session? Yes? So I'm a first-time parliamentarian, and I was looking in the parliament who are people who I should learn from. And if I were to name people in the top three, definitely Mr. Premachandran will be in that top three. And I've had some informal conversations with him. He's an honest politician in a state where politics is not very expensive compared to Andhra. And he survived in it for so long. And he's been, like he said, for a large part of his career, he's been part of the opposition. So what has he earned? What is his wealth, right? If one may question. We were just chatting in Delhi at an event a couple of weeks ago. So when his son got married, I think 3 years ago, sir, about? Yeah, so 3 years ago. So he had to conduct the wedding reception of his son. So unlike Andhra Telangana politicians, they don't have crores and crores of money and they don't do ugly display of wealth. So he conducted the reception in a government venue, not very large, probably definitely much smaller than this venue. And he invited the leaders of the nation. He belongs to a single MP party. He invited the Prime Minister, the President, Vice President, Speaker. These are the leaders of the nation. Ideally, if a member of the opposition invites, will they go? Someone who's criticizing them in Parliament every day? They will not go. But for this reception, everyone, and you should correct me, sir, Prime Minister, President, Vice President, Speaker, everyone has attended the reception and blessed the couple. So what more wealth can one earn than this reputation? And then I believe in the cabinet or some meeting subsequently, the Prime Minister acknowledged that you should see Mr. Premachandran and you should learn from him. See, this is the kind of respect he has earned being a member of the opposition. So one should learn that if you conduct yourself with dignity, if you're consistent, if you're honest, then even those who oppose you, those who you fight with, will respect you. So thank you, Premachandran Garu, for agreeing to come. I thought I should share this experience with everybody. I know it's a personal thing you shared, but everyone should know this. That's why I wanted to come on stage. Thank you.
Thank you. So, thank you very much, sir, for sharing your personal experiences as a politician and your journey, and also telling our students about what is required to be a politician, the accountability, sense of accountability and commitment to social welfare and understanding of the social issues and dedication, sharing all these things. And as I said at the beginning, in a situation where people are losing hope in a parliamentary democracy, that it is manipulated by people who are rich, the corporate interests, I think somebody like Mr. Premachandran is a hope and inspiration. And we are really fortunate to get to know him today on this forum. And thank you very much for joining us, sir. So I request Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor and Mr. Bharat to please come on to the dais to felicitate Mr. Premachandran. Yeah.
No, just I want to mention my sincere thanks and gratitude for affording such an opportunity, having such a vibrant audience, and also all the dignitaries, including Mr. Bharat and Pro Vice Chancellor and almost all the faculty. It's absolutely a rare opportunity for a person like me, and once again I express my sincere thanks to all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for joining us. We conclude this program now. Thank you.